biased commentary for me, and I'm like, like if anything, it was like completely opposite. That's what everyone was saying. So I just don't know where he's going with all that. I think he's just, yeah, man. I've been saying like he sounds a bit salty. He sounds a bit, he's got a sour taste in his mouth. I don't know what it is. I guess losing's hard, but I mean, I just didn't think he would take it that way. And I think he's just starting to take it a little bit too far, and I don't know where he's going with it. But at the same time, well, as he says, it is what it is. If he's going to act like that, whatever, he's going to be even more sour this weekend. I'm going to take out Max this weekend. That's what I plan on doing. And this ain't cockiness, but I just believe in my abilities. And to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that's the number one contenders. So I've got my eye on all these contenders. I've said it from day one. I'm chasing these contenders, so he can look at it the way he wants. But that's just who I am. I ain't sitting at the top and be like, yeah, cool, I'll chill on top. That ain't good enough for me. I've got my eye on all of them. I'm coming for them all. If you want to be the GOAT in the division, you need to take out your number one contenders. And that's what I plan on doing. So, I guess I still feel like a challenger in a way. That's just how I look at it. That's how I keep myself motivated. You know what I mean? I'm going to look for things to keep me motivated. And that's why this weekend I'm motivated and I'm going to put him away. And if he's going to keep acting the way he is, he's just going to make it feel even better once my hand gets raised.
You might kill me, but you might think different. But it's just another fight, I got 5 of those titles at home. They're all in my closet. This guy could beat me 2 more times. He still don't got enough titles. He still don't have the same amount of titles as me. So I'm still beating him in that case. And at the end of the day, it's just another fight. The belt is the belt, like I said. I've been telling you guys I was a champion when I was 3-3 in the UFC. So we just take one fight at a time, and there's just something cool when you win this one at the end. Another belt. UFC better give me another belt. They better not be like, no, you have the belt already. We're just gonna give you the plaque thing. No, I'm taking that belt that you guys put around my waist come this weekend straight home. Any of you guys interview him here? Like, how is he talking? Is he talking like a champion? At the end of the day, I feel like he attacking me, called me out to fight. Like, that's something a challenger does, doesn't it? I don't know. This guy been saying stuff, and he the one been saying that he got a chip on his shoulder about something, and he's ready to prove something. Like, in my eyes, you're the champ. What you trying to prove? If you believe you're the champ, who you trying to prove anything to? I'm not trying to prove anything to no one. I knew I was a champ. There's certain things like the belt. It just was for people to understand that where I was coming from. So at the end of the day, I mean, his interviews go speak for itself. You guys can go look, and you tell me any different. This weekend, I've been telling everybody, if you got family, friends that don't like MMA, or you want them to get to MMA, tell them watch this weekend, watch the co-main event. I'm gonna make a fan of them. I promise. This fight is one of those fights that something cool is gonna happen, and you don't want to be reading about it on Twitter. So make sure you guys tune in live.
Bo Nickal's a part of Masvidal's camp, and he's going to be with him in Abu Dhabi in his corner. How good is Bo Nickal?
He's good. He's a better pure wrestler than Usman. He's a bigger guy too. He's the man. Bo Nickal used to just pin everybody. He was so good, man. Yeah, we tried to sign Bo Nickal too. We didn't get him though. I saw that he was working with Bo Nickal.
Yep.
He's working with Anthony Cassar. Those are fantastic wrestlers from Penn State. So I'm sure they've helped them with some of the detail in regards to defending takedowns. But as Usman has to change his approach, Jorge hasn't had the time to truly deal with the takedowns that Kamaru does, because Kamaru has some very specific takedowns. And I watch him, and when I watch him fight, he isn't just blast double-legging people. There's very little small detail and tricks to the way that he's taking these guys down. And I think Masvidal's going to defend some takedowns. I don't think Usman's going to be able to just go and run him over. But I do believe that Usman has the ability to stand to. He's much tougher than people give him credit for. And I saw that in the Covington fight.
He's an awesome dude. I think that we definitely clicked when I first got there. I think that it was really cool to see like a guy like that he doesn't have like a super extensive wrestling background, but he just respects the sport so much. So immediately with that, I was like, just excited to work with him because, you know, for me, I go around the country. I do a lot of clinics, a lot of seminars, stuff like that, and I work with people. I enjoy coaching, and he was like one of the easiest guys to coach. And, you know, generally, like, the older guys get, the harder it is for them to make changes and adjustments and adapt and learn. But I mean, he was picking up stuff so fast, which was like so awesome for me to see, just because like I enjoy being able to coach guys that are really coachable like that. And then on the opposite side, just being able to learn from him was it's crazy. Like the way I kind of explain it, it's like, you know, like if somebody were to like come in the wrestling room and like not have much, let's say they were just like a boxer, or, you know, they didn't have really wrestling experience, and they were to like try to wrestle me, like the way that I would move, and like they can't really like predict it or see it, and it's just like so fast, like you can't really even tell what they're doing. Like they're doing like 10 steps in like a second, but like it's like one step for them. And that's how it is for him for striking. Like whenever he'd be like standing in front of me and he would do something, and to me it would be like 12 steps to like get to that point, and for him it would be like a split second. And so like just seeing like all the experience that he has with his stand-up game and just MMA in general was like super awesome, just for me to be able to learn from a guy like that that's, you know, had so many professional fights and been able to travel across the world and train and compete. Like that's exactly like the type of people that I want to surround myself with. Man, I mean, it's crazy. Like I said, like people don't pick up wrestling fast, but like he's an outlier for sure. Like he picks it up quick. Like, you know, I was saying honestly, like if he got, you know, 6 months in the Penn State room, a year in the Penn State room, he would be like very competitive with like good wrestlers. You know, he has good hips, good balance, and you know, so like I was actually pleasantly surprised like how good his wrestling was, and like he was picking up stuff really fast, like things that are like you know, typically like I said, difficult for guys to pick up. But yeah, I mean, he's just an athlete. Like he's an athlete. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter whether we're wrestling, grappling, striking, playing spike ball, like you can just tell the dude's athletic, and he has a good like awareness of his body, and like just like he's very like high IQ, like with I guess combat sports in general.
I was definitely in play, and you know, they probably used my name as leverage with George to not give him the type of money that he was looking for. So, you know, he's just jumping on any opportunity, you know, and I think it's funny because George comes out saying, hey, I'm going to be a martyr for the union. I'm going to stand up for all the boys in the back. I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to sit out until the UFC ups their pay. But look at him. He's nothing more than a Judas. Just like he turned his back on me, he turned his back on all the fighters. You know, he's a broke bitch, and all he's looking to do is pay his alimony. Load the house on Usman. I mean, that's the easiest bet of all time. It's locker than lock. You know, it's the lock play this weekend, and you know, everybody's gonna, you know, start making excuses for Masvidal immediately after. Oh, he only had a week. Oh, this, that, he wasn't ready. So, you know, get ready for all the crybabies that support that Judas Masvidal.
Heavy headache. That was the only thing that I had the whole week. I was that heavy headache all the time. I couldn't shake my head. That part right here was very heavy. That was the only symptom that I have. So we did it. We just chill on Thursday. We get tested by 4. Coach Greg Jones arrived about 7 p.m. and he got his test done. And then that was it. So we're chill. Next day when I wake up with the Hunter Campbell call from the UFC, and then he was the one that gave me the news. Say, hey, you test positive, so we're gonna run to another test. As of right now, you wake up and say, yeah, I'm gonna send a couple guys to retest you, and after the second result to go from there. So, and then I was waiting, and then I had the whole, you know, Khabib, his dad passed away, and we were all caught up in that situation. Then wait for the results, and then I called Ali. It was hard to get in touch with him because he was feeling because of Khabib's dad. And then as soon as I get a hold of him, he said, bro, a lot of people call me. What's going on? And then I said, bro, I test positive. I'm waiting for the second test. And I just heard Masvidal jumping. And to be honest, I'm happy with that fight too, you know, for sure. I want to have that opportunity, but as I can't, why not? That was the fight that everybody wanted. I was happy for Masvidal to get the deal. I'm happy that Kamaru is fighting. I'm happy that I didn't jump on that plan and make everyone get that virus, So we just jumped on the car, the Corona car. Me, Vecna Rocha, Greg Jones, Kami Barzini, and we drove back to Florida. And I'm at home now, quarantined here and waiting.